General question asked in the interview. First, you tell me about yourself. Example: I am a XYZ with number of experience in field. My expertise in include key skill, and I have worked on projects such as mention specific example. I am passionate about mention that specific interested related to job and looking forward to contribute to your team. Second question: why do you want to do work on this company? See sample answer. I am admire the company. Example: their innovation, culture, or values. I am impressed by your mention that specific achievement. Example: recent project or community impact. And I believe my skill in mention relevant skill. Uh, align perfectly with goals. What are your strengths? Example: I excel. Mention specific strength. Example: problem solving, teamwork, adaptability. Instead my previous role and mention that. Okay, what are the weaknesses? Example: I tend to specific weaknesses, but I have been actively working on it by specific action. Okay, for example, I now use a specific technique to ensure positive result. Behavior related question. Tell me about time you face a challenge at work and how you handle it. Mention with example. Example: in my previous role, mention the challenges you have noted, and I approach by and mention the specific and what are your action taken, which resulted in positive inquiry. This taught me less or scale. How do you prioritize tasks under tight deadline? A sample answer: use specific method. What are you doing to evaluate urgency and important? For example, you never can specify example and ensure positive result. Third one, do describe a successful project you work. Mention the example of project where you work on the successful. Example: I lead team that does project where mention the action and they resulted in the specific outcome. Role specification. What experience do you have with specific tool? Example: mention the whatever skill you have. Example answer: I have working with data tool for the day duration using to its specific task. For example, my previous job I work with this skill and mention the specific. How do you handle constructive criticism? Example: you have to mention how you handle it. For example: I see constructive criticism as an opportunity to grow. For instance, when I received feedback on specific area, implement changes that lead to positive outcome. Teamwork. How do you handle conflict within the team? Mention the problem and you handle the conflicts within the team. Example answer: I address conflict by first understanding our perplexity and then facilitating open communication. For example, in past project, I specified exam mention specification which resolve issue and improve the team moral. Describe your leadership style. Mention mention your leadership style. Example: I had a specific style approach. For instance, while leading a team on specific project, I ensured specific leadership action to achieve the clothing question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Mention the whatever you are plan for next 5 years. For example, I aim to grow in my expertise in a dash field and then I take on more responsibility and potential. A leadership position, I can see your company as a place where I can achieve this goal without contributing meaningful. Do you have any question? Give answer. If you have any question, example question: what does the success look like this really? Can you tell me more about the team I was working on? How does the company support professional development? Tips for answering interrogation: use the star method, situation, action, task, result for your question. Be specific and provide a example to university. I research the company I will through thoroughly to tailor your answer. Stay positive. when discussion challenges or weaknesses.